Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Film Review Show. This week is a special episode. We're doing this in a new house, a new home, with a new TV and a new critic who will be appearing shortly. First off, I would like to introduce Matthew Keleher on the right, who is a guest film critic and has been watching many films and criticising them for the past few years. And on the left we have Lee Robinson.
Hey.
Who's the special guest critic this week. He has a history of criticising films, and we're delighted to have him on board for this special episode.
Delighted to be here.
Okay, so the film that we watched today, this week's episode, was The Man Whose Mind Exploded. First off, guys, I'd just like to shoot this one to Matt first of all. Matt, what did you think of the film?
It was a very interesting film. Obviously a very interesting subject. Not only because of his condition and how he sort of lived day to day, but also because he was such a character. He was such a sort of unique individual, and that sort of added intrigue to it, really.
And can you perhaps tell the viewers what the film was about?
Yeah, so it was about.
Sorry, what was that, Matt?
It was about Dravel, who was what was he? He sort of had a background in theatre, and he'd been in 2 comas. The first coma he had just gave him a more spiritual outlook, but it was the second that sort of made him what he was today, and he sort of lives in is a bit of a hoarder. He lives in like a quite a state, really. Quite a cluttered flat, and but everything around him is sort of a memory and just something he sort of. His sort of universe is in his flat because he only has a very short-term memory. He only has a long-term memory. He doesn't have any short-term memories. He can't make any plans. He can't do anything from day to day, basically.
Excellent. Okay, thanks. And now I'm going to pass over to my guy on the left, Lee Robinson. Lee, what did you think of the film?
Fucking hell. Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And why did you think it was amazing?
It's a good question. Well, when would you ever meet somebody like that? Ever? And you got an insight into, a person. But fucking hell, a person. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I don't get to have an opinion on this.
Yeah, it's.
But you two can talk.
Yeah.
What did you think?
What do I think?
Have you just answered that?
No, I'm not. But yeah, no, I'll echo that. What a person that's something you don't see every day, isn't it? It's.
It's not.
It's. I mean, it was. I mean, in terms of like the documentary, it was like well, like shot and everything. But that flat. It pretty much wrote itself. Some of those shots, really. It was just.
There was a lot of cocks.
Yeah.
Which can I just jump in here, Matthew?
Yeah.
Which was your favourite cock?
Me.
Can you just run by him again? Just remind me so.
Lee, could you run by some of the
Yeah.
the cocks in that?
Well, there was his favourite cock, his favourite picture. Which
Oh,
who was
the
that?
dinner jacket.
The dinner jacket man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dressed
Yeah.
for dinner jacket.
Yeah.
Cock man.
Yeah.
And then there was the. What was he? What ethnicity was he? Do you remember? Do you remember? You fucking remember. It was he like a Pakistani person? That one.
Oh yeah.
Them two stick in my mind most.
Yeah.
To be honest, there was
Yeah.
a lot more.
Yeah.
But.
So which was your favourite, Matt?
Dinner jacket.
The dinner jacket one, yeah. And what about you, Lee?
I'd have to say the dinner jacket as well.
And guys, who was your favourite person in the film? I'll throw that one out to Lee first of all.
Well, obviously, the protagonist, obviously.
Yeah, like everyone else was just in his shadow really. I mean,
He ran the show.
yeah,
didn't he?
yeah,
The documentary maker, even though he sounded like Lou Ferrigno
yeah.
a lot. How long was he with him for, by the way?
I think he said 4 years.
4 years. And you could see like the relationship between them two did change, like from the beginning, because he was getting more and more involved in his life, and if it was 4 years, he started to become, like a carer almost. Like he really enjoyed his company.
He tried to sort of reach out to her in a way, didn't he?
Definitely.
markable and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which really wanted to help him, didn't he?
Yeah.
After a while. But yeah, I would say. Oh, his sister was actually really good. I liked his sister. They were all really like great characters, weren't they?
His family were quite, they were obviously, like his sister didn't seem a lot, like maybe more frequently towards the end of the documentary, but she was very sort of relaxed and open, especially considering she was the same age as him and everything.
Yeah.
And
Once she said she never used to like him.
and she liked him, someone he could relate to. We don't. Well, it was only sort of like hinted at like what he was like before the first coma. He was quite a sort of maybe more of a self-destructive person, but he definitely in even though like he had this he was unable to sort of remember from one moment to the next, but he seemed to be very sort of philosophical and at peace and kind of he had that sort of mantra about unconditional trust that he just kept repeating, but obviously that was something that he lived, that those were the sort of philosophical ideas that he lived by. But yeah.
And Lee, can I just ask you, what was your favourite scene in the film?
The favourite scene, it has to be. Now, there's so many amazing scenes in that film, but the one that just sticks out for me is just because it was hilarious. Just because you can imagine being in that situation. But it's when he got his new TV, delivered to him, and the TV removal men brought in his new one and removed the old one. And it was his fridge as well, and just They were just two normal guys who just had a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
And it didn't, and little did they know that morning they were going to walk in to that house,
I think
to that flat.
I think the funniest one was actually the like the apprentice lad or something. You know, it's just like they know where to look.
First day on the job, apprenticeship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think he's going in for an easy ride. You know, just going to be a couple of normal houses, and then that happens. You fucking God, man. No, you definitely want to keep working there after that.
I think
Jesus.
Is that and as well as someone filming you as well?
And oh yeah, fuck it, of course, yeah. Because if that was me in there, if I was him delivering the TV, you know, I would think like, because you always do, it's just danger. Something bad's going to happen here, like because you're in.
Yeah, most days.
Most like really.
Most days it's going to be pretty. If you're like a TV delivery guy, like. Most days it's going to be pretty predictable. It's going to be like, but it's just going to be.
Just put it next to those cocks there, mate.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I know. And just like the. And he goes. Does he ask him why he's filming?
Yeah.
But he asks, but like it takes him about like a good 10 minutes, it seems, because they're in there and they're moving stuff about, and then he inquires, you know. So like it's like he tried to cope, and then he just thought, I have to say something, or else seriously I'm not going to get out of here alive.
I've got a problem now, as I was just feeling about
What's that?
my leg,
Your leg? Oh dear.
and I can't touch it even so sore.
Oh dear, yes. Yes, that doesn't look healthy.
It is
How long's it been like that?
A week or so.
Really?
Yeah. And it's painful. Painful right to the bone.
Really?
Yeah.
Perhaps it's better if we go to emergency.
Okay.
Drac, I don't know what to say because I think I don't understand why you wouldn't go and see the doctor when you've got something.
I kept thinking it's going to get better. It's just temporary. It's getting worse.
So I'll go and get my car and we'll take you up to emergency and see if they can dress the wound. Blow this candle out. You do worry me with the candles. It's not like you've got any paper just hanging around in here, waiting to catch fire. Are the are the spectacles entirely necessary
Yes.
for a trip to accident and emergency?
I can take them off. May take people back a bit.
Well, yes, we're
Maybe
going there
take
for...
it back a bit.
Yes.
Back a bit.
The idea is to go there
that.
to get the...
Back a bit.
back a bit. Have them take a back a bit.
And Matt, what was your favourite scene?
Favourite scene's got to be like, when we're first introduced to this guy. Just on the beach. Like, I think he's got like a tunic on or something like that, and then he just talks about his tattoos and his cock piercing and stuff. And that just sets the tone for the whole film. Like before that, we just see the apartment, we don't know anything about it, and then he just takes centre stage. That's just steals the show from there on out.
I'll ask you guys a question. I'll throw this open to either of you or both. Were you surprised at the ending?
It was. My expectations were kind of set up because it showed the empty flat, and 4 years ago it kind of implied that it wasn't there anymore. I mean, I did second guess that from the way it was put together.
It was obviously bad that what happened. He's died and stuff, but good timing, because that could have, like what, it was awful what's happened, but what an amazing ending. It's come to an end. His journey.
And if you would you have befriended him?
if I just saw him in the street, like,
Yeah.
not,
Most like
I don't think I would.
you saw there was a good sort of reaction shot, and it was just like of a very ordinary guy who was like a similar age to him, and he's just probably like walking with his wife or something, and he just like did a double take.
Yeah.
And you know that's what you kind of expect of someone that age. You know, just like you know, maybe like a flat cap, a mac and some slacks and hush puppies and stuff like that. But obviously that wasn't kind of what's expected, and even sort of said, you know, the sort of asked him, you know, like how many sort of 75-year-olds sort of cut holes in all the shirts and pull on the nipples, and he said, yeah, not many. But it's just unique, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. So about meeting, if I would approach them, I mean, you don't really approach just random people up in the street, you know, like in day to day anyway. So
it'd just be a chance meeting, wouldn't it? Like, you know, if like somebody, you know, if you like you worked at the Tesco you went to or something like that, or you just had like, you'd have to sort of see more than once.
yeah.
And
you know, it would be if it was me, because yeah, I probably would be not afraid of somebody like that, but I'd just avoid. I would look at it more like you know, every town's got like, you know, a crazy person. It's like,
I saw a crazy person, and not a crazy person, but
I don't
but
mean that.
but no, I mean like I saw like an eccentric. I remember
Yeah.
like an eccentric old guy in Wigan,
All right.
and like he just like wore like a you know, a cap, and he had like loads of, you know, like badges on and stuff like that, and he just he just sort of stood out in a way.
Yeah.
Like he just used to get on the bus. That when I used to get the bus, and just remember him from that.
Well, we used to have one in Farmworth. She was called Mad Mary.
Ah, right.
And when the bus used to go past, she used to like she used to wear a skirt, and she used to whip her skirt up and then like waft herself at the bus. So like,
Yeah.
that's what I would think. I know it's terrible. That says something more about me than him. But yeah, I would just think, oh, it's mad. What's he called?
Draco,
Yeah.
Hazard.
Yeah. So I'd be like, it's Mad D.
It's a person that is like completely free from self-consciousness, isn't it? Though.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think of his philosophy?
Fucking damn right.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of scene where he's like pulling on his nipples and everything, and like the interview asked him, says like, you know, what are your family gonna think? Because he's not gonna be a bit embarrassed when they see this, and he says like, you know, that's their problem.
Yeah.
He does clearly
That's in the
doesn't
past, it's
trouble him
now.
at all. And I think maybe kind of like living in the moment and not having regret just because you can't remember it.
Yeah. That's
It's just sort of set him free in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it? Like he's just, if he's living in the moment from moment to moment, like it's just unfortunate that he's like had his injury and stuff, and it has like affected him as well. But yeah, like one imagine being able to do that, and if that's what it looks like, then I probably wouldn't do it actually.
Do you think that the director, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the director possibly exploiting, within the film itself, exploiting Draco. And what are your thoughts on that? I'm going to pop over to Lee first of all for this.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, it's hard questions. Is it because he couldn't have expected that, you know, all the stuff that unfolded. He had it in his mind, but I suppose he wanted to film. He asked him, and he said yes. and he obliged, he enjoyed it actually. But everything like can be looked at it that way, I suppose. Do we have to look at it that way? Or can it not just be more innocent than exploitation?
Matt, would you like to chip in here?
Yeah, it was kind of roached in the film that, you know, like he wanted he was happy to go along with the film, and, you know, he obviously wasn't bothered about it, but there is that element, like obviously like the director's motives for making the film. You know, he wanted to get sort of success on the back of it. You know, he wanted to sort of be the person that captured this sort of unique person. You know, he wanted to. I'm sure like he had the motive of like getting some notoriety on the back of it, and obviously because of his condition, you know, he wouldn't be able to fully comprehend from one moment to the next, you know, that the film was being made, and, you know, that this was this guy's claim to fame making this film.
Would you argue that it was his claim to fame, or is it not possibly he wanted Draco to get the recognition that he quite probably deserved?
It's hard to say, but it would be difficult to sort of imagine that, you know, he didn't want to gain anything, all of it out of it himself, because you know, obviously, like, he probably sort of fancied himself as a little bit of a sort of Louis Theroux type, you know, making a documentary that's going to make people sort of sit up and pay attention, you know, just something, you know, something to put his name to in a way. I mean, I'm sure he did sort of want to give this guy some recognition, but that was obviously a motive as well, and you know, he couldn't fully sort of commit himself to it, really, because he didn't have the capability to remember what had gone before, so there is that, but obviously it's a good film. It's a very interesting film that was the product of it, whatever the filmmakers' motives were. It's a good watch.
And I'm going to move on to my penultimate question. Would you, Lee? Would you watch the film again?
Yeah, I think I would, because I feel like there might be some bits that I missed. Because there's loads of stuff that is in that flat.
And what about you, Matt? Would you watch the film again?
Yeah, I'm sure I'd probably watch it again.
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
probably want to watch it around, you know, like with the family
Yeah.
on a Sunday.
It wouldn't be the film to watch over the Christmas dinner, would it? You know, after the Game of Trivial Pursuit. But you know, probably just for a rainy day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And final question to both of you. First of all, I'll pop this to Matt. Do you have any unfulfilled sexual fantasies?
Yeah.
And Lee?
Oh, plenty. Fucking hell. I'm not going to reveal one, am I?
Could you reveal one?
No.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking part in this week's episode.
Oh, go on, there is one.
Okay.
Alright. I would love to shove a candle up my ass.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much for taking part in this week's episode of the Film Review Show. As I said, this week we watched The Man Whose Mind Exploded, directed by Toby Amies. I just want to say, guys, great. Thank you so much for taking part. Thanks to you guys for watching at home. We've got a steady following at the minute, so keep on liking our videos and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment any films that you'd like us to watch, guys. We're very open to doing that. Thanks to Lee for taking part in this special episode, special guest episode, special guest critic, and of course Matthew Keleher, who's actually broken a record tonight. He's appeared in the most film review shows of all time. So thanks to Matt, thanks to Lee, and we'll see you next week.
I was joking, I wasn't. I was joking. I swear to God, I was. Okay, I get it. I'm still filming.